Away from that, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has announced on his X handle the successful signing of a memorandum of understanding with Boeing in Seattle, Washington. This significant agreement, which involved major Nigerian airlines and key stakeholders, marks a major advancement for Nigeria's aviation industry. In a statement, the minister disclosed that the MOU outlines several key initiatives designed to develop the sector. He said it includes leveraging Boeing's network of financiers and lessors to facilitate the acquisition of newer generation Boeing aircraft for Nigerian airlines. The agreement, according to Mr. Keyamo, also encompasses comprehensive training in airline operations and business models aimed at improving industry practices. For more updates, the aviation editor of New Telegraph, Wole Sadare, joins me on the news at 10. Mr. Sadare, what do you consider the import of this memorandum of understanding?
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me. I think this is a very, very important thing that the minister, or by extension, the federal government has done. I think when the minister was sworn in late last year, he promised to look into the aviation industry and to look at how he can, with the support of other people, see how they can make the aviation industry work again. If we look at the aviation industry, particularly the airline industry, has been in intensive care. Not just today, but it has been on for a very long time. So I think what the minister has done by signing that MOU is a very good one. But what I would want them to do is not just sign the MOU, but go beyond what they have signed to make sure that the airline industry, particularly the aviation industry in Nigeria, bounces back to life. So if you look at the MOU, I think the minister must be commended for trying to see how they can help the aviation industry that is, like I said, on the life support. One of the items, or some of the items on the MOU, specifically talk about aircraft acquisition, leasing of aircraft. If we look at the industry today, we find out that the country is going through a lot of problems. The sector is going through a lot of problems, particularly on how airlines can acquire newer aircraft or fairly used aircraft. And that is what some this MOU has, what the minister has done with this MOU, because now airlines can get aircraft at a very favorable favorable condition than we have today.
All right, Mr. Sadare.
If you look at it, the Nigerian airline industry was blacklisted, particularly airline, on how to lease aircraft. I think this will solve some of the problems that the minister has done. It also talked about MRO. We know that we have problems with MRO. We have little MROs that can do minor work. But if you look at the problem we are having now, a majority of the airlines aircraft are brought for maintenance, and we know what it costs to maintain aircraft overseas. It costs a lot of money, particularly with forex. So this is a good one for the aviation industry, but we must go beyond that to make sure that we harness all these advantages.
Okay, and talking about the advantages, what really should we expect? Could this have any impact on the Nigeria Air project?
Nigeria Air project has been suspended by the minister, and for whatever it is worth, the minister has said it repeatedly that the project didn't follow due process. But the promoters of the project have said that it followed due process. And just recently, one of the consultants for the project, Zemedin Negatu, has come out and granted newspaper interview to show that the project wasn't as bad as it was being proclaimed. We know all the intrigues, we know all the things that played out between the airlines who do not want Nigeria Air to succeed. But that's a story for another day.
All right, then.
But I do not see how it's going to. Nigeria Air is gone, and they said the federal government is looking for a way to set up another national carrier. And without a national carrier, we have not been able to fill that void left by Nigeria Air, and that is very, very pathetic. I think the government should look at it, look at the catalytic effect of having a national carrier, which will also benefit the domestic airline. Because what we have now is really, really nothing to write home about. The airlines are struggling. The airlines do not even have the capacity to offer the type of service that they need to offer. So we need to look into that. Perhaps the minister is also looking into it, but he must be commended for what he has done in Seattle.
All right, then. Aviation editor, New Telegraph newspapers, Wole Sadare. Thank you for talking to us on TVC News at 10.